we've seen now President-elect Obama has proposed this economic stimulus plan, which is including creating upwards of 3 million jobs, I believe. What do you think about that?
I think that the goal is admirable, and I think everyone hopes that the program achieves the goal. It's a far cry, though, and quite a distance between making a proposal and seeing the desired outcome. And I mean that in two ways. First of all, there's the strict numerical thing about putting 3 million people to work. But secondly, and I think equally important, is the kinds of things that the government encourages either public or private enterprises to do. And I think that although Obama and his people would like an immediate approval of the money and the project list, I think we should take a second and third look at the kinds of priorities that these programs represent and ask whether we want the government doing this versus that, and ask whether we want either public or publicly paid private entities creating the desired outcomes. And in the heat of the battle, where each month the data gets worse, and so Obama says, give me this program now, I think there's a tendency for people to say, okay, here's the money, do what you want. And this is perhaps a once-in-a-generation opportunity to create, we're talking about $1 trillion or so worth of public spending. We're throwing away, these numbers now, we're throwing around trillions like we, I don't know, who can honestly understand what $1 trillion is.
And you said before that we should be asking, and that's one thing that the taxpayers have not been asked about any of these rescue plans or bailouts or whatever we want to call them, and it's certainly going to be, as you said, $1 trillion of debt for the next few generations. But
yes, and from most people's standpoint, I think we can understand the idea of a public works program better than we can understand the idea of a TARP program, giving money either to bail out banks or to bail out insurance companies or to buy mortgages. I don't think that the average person has a clue which of those priorities should be stressed. But I think people do, and this is where democracy comes in, right? People do have a sense of whether they want roads or whether they want bridges or whether they want a grid to transfer electricity from wind farms in the Midwest to plug-in hybrid ports in the central cities. So that's what I'm saying, in terms of the political, we all wish the president well, the new president well. And I think that he does himself a disservice if he fails to seek the public's approval of these mega projects. We're not talking about $1 billion here and $1 billion. We're talking about tens or hundreds of billions of dollars in these projects.
Certainly we'd all agree on a new Tappan Zee Bridge, but I don't think that would fit into one of those shovel-ready projects. I don't think it's ready to go.
It's not ready to go. Well, I hope it doesn't fall down before it gets ready to go. Isn't that an issue? Those plates I hear about every day. I don't go over there. You go over there?
Well, no, I don't.
You don't?
Sometimes.
So you have a theoretical interest in.
Well, sometimes I go over there for our other newspaper, but I don't think it fits in that shovel-ready category that they're talking about for some of these projects. But let's switch gears for a second.